Pour the roast, let's talk about the day. Laughing even if it goes astray.
Welcome to...
Well, I thought it was funny!
Good morning, folks. Time's 10:44 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 18th of February, 2026. And, of course, that's the 19th for our friends on the other side of the planet there, our friends down under. Hey, big hello to everybody. Gigantic hello to those folks in the city with the most group members worldwide. That city is called Melbourne, Australia. Folks, I hope everybody's doing fantastic today, not just the folks down under. My name is Lee. I'm the guy who started the group. Well, I thought it was funny. You folks are you, and you folks are amazing. And how do I know those two things? Well, who the heck else you going to be, right? And how do I know you're amazing? I think that math is real easy to do. You folks are amazing. Cheers. Hope you're all doing fantastic today. I already said that, of course. It is Wednesday for me, of course. Thursday for those folks on the other side of the planet. You know, those folks down under in Sydney and Melbourne and Gold Coast and Victoria and Brisbane and all those places. Yeah, and I did miss our Monday video, folks. I apologize, but I had to work early that day. I had to work a Calgary Hitmen game. This is WHL. The Calgary Hitmen were playing the Everett Silvertips. This is Everett, Washington. They're playing here in Calgary. It was Family Day, which I think coincided with President's Day in the States. So it was a holiday. There was a huge crowd for a Hitman game. Lots of kids. It was an earlier game. Although the game started at 1, we've got to be there earlier because we work. We have to get set up and everything. And it was a great, great game. Now, the Silvertips are the #1 team in the league, and they outshot the Hitmen 43-22. But the Hitmen won 3-1. What a great game, exciting, and wow. Their goalie, I can't remember his first name, but his last name is Tu, just did an amazing job. He stood on his head in goal. He was like a brick wall. Great game. Lots of people there. It was really fun, but I do apologize for missing our video on Monday. But we're here today, and you know I hate missing them, so I apologize, my friends. And I'm going to take a quick sip of coffee. Because I am, despite the fact that this video is definitely starting late, I'm kind of tired today. And I'm looking rough. I haven't shaved. It's cold outside here. It is currently, let's see, it is minus 22 degrees Celsius. So minus 22, I think that's something like minus 7 Fahrenheit. We've had snow, lots of snow. And yeah, the roads are treacherous outside. Yesterday afternoon, I was downstairs in the basement here, and I heard some rumbling noise that was going on for quite a while, and I didn't know what it was. I just wasn't paying attention, really. I was just there on the edge of my hearing, right? So I decided after a while, I was like, what is that? So I'll go upstairs, take a look, and I look outside my front window, and there's a UPS truck, you know, the big brown UPS truck, or van, and it is stuck. It is going back and forth and back and forth, and he was probably doing this for about 15 minutes before I came up to take a look. And then, of course, I was dumb, and I just took video, and then I thought to myself, this is embarrassing. I should be out there helping. I went, put my jacket on, my boots on, my gloves on, a toque on. A toque is like a beanie, but Canadian, and has a pom-pom usually. Then I went out. I got the guy's attention. I said, you want to help push? He goes, let me try just a little bit more. And he went back. He went forth, and he kind of went over a hump of snow. He sort of was able to slowly roll out of the complex. I didn't have to push anything, but I do feel bad for not getting up earlier to figure out what's going on and offering help earlier, even though in the end he got out on his own. But here's a little bit of that video. There you go. That's what that was happening right in front of our house last night. Not last night, sorry, yesterday evening. It was the night it would have been dark. It wasn't dark out yet. lots of snow. A couple days, like 24 hours before that, no snow whatsoever, and 10 degrees Celsius, which was 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So think of that. We went from 50 degrees Fahrenheit to minus 7 degrees Fahrenheit in less than 24 hours. Think about that kind of shock it is to the system. So that's what happened. That's why we didn't have a video, and that's what happened yesterday. We got a lot of snow. Didn't do much. It was a lazy day for me, and just nobody wanted to go outside. I was supposed to go out for lunch with my good friend Howard and my good friend Taryn. We were gonna go out for burgers yesterday, but when I got up in the morning, I looked at the roads, and I brought up the road conditions online. I texted them both. I said, guys, can we reschedule for another day? And they were both okay with that. So thank you guys. Sorry for bailing on that trip for burgers, but I don't want to risk my life for hamburgers. Maybe a steak, maybe. But yeah, that's what I did yesterday. And then today, Wendy and I are going to have pizza and watch the movie Sinners. The movie Sinners is a new horror movie from this year. I guess it broke the record for the most Academy Award nominations for one film, which is amazing being a horror movie. And I guess it's a vampire movie that takes place, I believe, in the 20s or the 30s. I don't know for sure, but we're looking forward to watching it. The pizza I make a really good pizza, friends. I also make really good bread. Making pizza today, my own dough, my own sauce. The cheese mix going to be mozzarella, Monterey Jack, and Danish Fontina. It's a great, great mix for pizza. So that's what we're having tonight. Oh, and pepperoni. Sorry, it's gonna be pepperoni pizza. So that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing today. And what's going on in your life, my friends? What's happening? I'd love to hear from you. Why don't you take a moment? Well, first thing, please take a moment and just click that reaction button right down there in the corner. You know the one I'm talking about, the one where Minnie Lee's pointing, the little thumbs up or the plus arrow or whatever it might be, on whatever platform you're watching. Any one of those reaction buttons, at least it helps me know that you're watching, my friends. Please do that. Now, the other thing I'm going to ask, and I ask this continuously, why don't you leave a comment on today's video? Whatever you want, maybe just a GIF comment or whatever. Let us know how you're doing today. Maybe you want to share some photos of your pets, because I triple cat dare you. That's right, I'm bringing it up again. We were triple dog dare you. Now we're going to triple cat dare you to share photos of your pets in the comments. Come on, I'd love it. Or send them as an email to admin@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. I want to see photos of your pets, my friends. Triple cat dare you to send photos of your pets. Triple cat dare you to click that little reaction button once again. Come on, folks. And you know who sent a photo of their pet yesterday? Lizzie Grin. That's right, one of our top contributor to both of our groups, because we got two groups, my friends. She contributes more great posts than anyone else. She sent in a photo of her beautiful, beautiful cat. I'm going to bring up that photo right now. What a great photo. What a beautiful animal. Look at those eyes. Thank you so very much for sharing, Lizzie. Now, Lizzie said this is the not again look. She doesn't like her photo being taken, apparently. I don't either. Man, what a gorgeous cat. Thank you so very much, Lizzie. And thank you for all your awesome posts, Lizzie. You rock. So thank you very much. And I ask you folks to share anything. I just want to hear what's going on in your life. Our friend Michelle Finnerty, who is also one of the mods in our community here, she shared a couple of photos, and I'm going to bring those up right now. She said not much has been happening. So she made a collage of hearts that she's found in the wild over her walks over the last little while. And that's awesome collage. Great, great, great photos. These are kind of neat. You got an eye for that. You see that heart in nature. It's just amazing. And then I'm jealous here with our snow and cold, but she also shared a photo of those crocuses that she shared the other day. They are reaching for the sky, folks. Look at that. They're in full bloom. Just those are beautiful flowers. And like I said, we do get them here, but much later in the season. And right now, we're just blanketed in snow and cold. So thank you so very much, Michelle. That is freaking awesome. I really appreciate that. I don't know. Maybe you got a collection of fancy miniatures. I don't know. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself, folks? We want to make the funniest city on the internet, the friendliest city on the internet. And how can we do that? Maybe by getting to know one another? It's just an idea, right? Oh, and we've received some nice comments from folks watching on YouTube. I guess that's starting to pick up a little bit. So we've got the first one is from somebody going by the name Afraid Cone. So let me bring that up right now. And I thought this is pretty awesome. I like that. Love it when I'm a tester for an algorithm landmine. You know, and first I wasn't 100% sure if that was positive, but I thought it was probably. So, you know, I said I hope they made him laugh. And then he wished us well with, he hopes it blows up. So that's awesome. Thank you very much, Afraid Cone. Or Afraid Connie, Afraid Connie. I think it's Afraid Cone, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, the next one, I also on one of our joke videos shared on YouTube. And I'm going to totally butcher this one here. But they said on one of the joke videos, this is actually funny. But this is 100% what we're going for, right? So, Thurs the yes real. Thurs the yes real. Thurs they's real. It's right there, folks. I'm probably chopping it up, saying it wrong. But anyways, the big thing is I really appreciate your input, folks. Thank you so very much for watching on any platform, you know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to the ether. I know there's a few people out there all the time, and I appreciate every single one of you folks, but sometimes I think I'm talking to 5, 6 people. I would love it if I could know there's a few more people out there. So that's one of the reasons why I asked for your input. But the real reason I asked for your input is we just want to know what's going on. We want to know more about you in a good way, my friends. So thank you so very much for watching on whatever platform. Thanks for being members of Well, I Thought It Was Funny. Thanks for being funny. And I kind of said this in passing. You know, we are what I like to call the funniest city on the internet. Why? We have a population. We have more than 907,000 folks in just one of our groups. And then we have a second group, same name, just missing the comma after well. That group's got over 7,000 members. That's more people than many cities have population. So, I say we're the funniest city on the internet. Population us, funny people in a funny place, and we make people laugh. So cheers, folks. Like just another quick little cheers. Be proud of that. I mean, if you make that many people laugh every day, that's incredible. We have that very respectable 14,000 if you count both of our communities. But over 1,500,000 people on average are coming here every day to get their laughs. That's just wild. So thank you, folks, for making us that. And you know what? Let's celebrate with some featured posts, some funny memes that were posted by folks just like you in our community. We've got posts from Elizabeth Mills, from Mandy Faith Miller, from Rose Glad, and from Sherry Lynn Bowman. And let's start off with Elizabeth Mills' post. Can bring that up right now. Yeah, come on, folks. Show some sensitivity. Thank you, Elizabeth. You know, it made me giggle. I appreciate it. Now, next one is from Mandy Faith Miller. Oh my God, did I laugh at this? Kind of reminded me of something from Family Guy when when the son Chris was dating a supermodel. Thank you very much, Mandy Faith Miller. Next one is from Rose Glad. That's a name you should recognize, my friends. Thanks, Rose. Hilarious as ever. And the fourth, final but not least, is from Sherry Lynn Bowman. And I feel this today. I mean, I didn't even shave today. I apologize, folks. I look rough. Yeah. I feel it, and I laughed at it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Sherry. And thank you to you, folks. Thank you to every single one of you for all the funny stuff you share. You absolutely rock, folks. Another drink of coffee. All right. After all that, I think it's time we get to the bad jokes. Why didn't the giant monster eat the hotel? Because he was trying to cut down on sweets. I told my friend I became president, and then he said, "Pardon me?" So I did. People that use the word burrow when they mean burrow don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Would you call an intimate meeting between two eye doctors an optometrist? I've got an uncle that keeps buying cheap knockoff electronics off eBay, but he swears they're Bose and Sony and Philips. It's pretty obvious that his generation has a problem with stereotypes. I sure hope those made you laugh, my friends, and I have people to thank for some of those jokes. The first two jokes came from Mauritius7551 on YouTube. The next two jokes came from my buddy Dave Knapp. And then that fifth and final joke is one that I just remembered. I heard it somewhere. If you know where it comes from, feel free to let me know in the comments for today's video. And folks, if you got a joke that you want me to tell, I would love to tell it. Why not leave a joke or two in the comments for me to tell, or send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. And if I use your jokes, I'm going to give you credit for your jokes. I promise you. You know I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday with a fresh batch of bad jokes for you. And if you're enjoying that routine and you'd like to help out, please visit donate.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. For less than a latte, you can keep the lights on here and keep the cow fed. Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com, where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts. We got coffee cups. We've got to-go cups. We've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. Hopefully a couple of you are still here, after the jokes, because I just want to say once again, thank you so very much for making us the funniest city on the internet. And, you're making the world a better place because you make so many people laugh. And when you make somebody laugh, you make their day better. It's just that simple, folks. So cheers to you for making the world a little bit better, but you're making it a funnier place. You rock. I'm going to be here again in a couple of days. I hope you're here too, my friends. Have a fantastic day and keep laughing.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.